I was born on July 10th, 1856, in the village of Smiljan, in what was then the Austrian Empire. It was midnight. A violent storm tore through the sky. Lightning struck again and again, and the midwife whispered, "This child will be a child of darkness." My mother replied, "No, he will be a child of light." I have often wondered whether destiny truly announces itself that early. My father was a Serbian Orthodox priest. He wished for me to follow him into the clergy. But my mind day was not drawn to scripture. It was drawn to patterns, to invisible forces, to electricity. As a child, I suffered strange visions, blinding flashes of light, images so vivid they felt more real than reality. At first, I feared them. Later, I learned to control them. I discovered something extraordinary. I could build machines entirely in my mind. I would rotate them, examine them, test them for flaws. Weeks would pass before I ever touched a tool. And when I finally built them, they worked exactly as imagined. This ability became my greatest strength and my greatest isolation. At the Polytechnic Institute in Graz, I first saw a Gram dynamo. It sparked an obsession. I became convinced that direct current was inefficient, wasteful, limited. I began to imagine a system of alternating current. Professors laughed. They said it could not be done, that it was impossible. Impossible is a word I never accepted. Years later, after illness and struggle, I arrived in New York City in 1884. I carried 4 cents in my pocket and a letter of introduction to Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison. He was already famous, admired, feared. I worked tirelessly improving his DC generators. He promised me $50,000, a fortune. When I completed the work, he laughed. He said, "You do not understand American humor." That moment taught me something profound. Innovation without ethics is exploitation. I resigned and dug ditches to survive. Yes, the man who would electrify the world once dug trenches for $2 a day. But alternating current remained alive in my mind. Then came George Westinghouse. George Westinghouse. He believed in my system. He purchased my patents. And together, we entered what history calls the War of Currents. Edison began a campaign of fear, public electrocutions of animals, demonstrations meant to convince society that alternating current was deadly. The electric chair was powered by AC, my AC. The newspapers printed horror stories, but science does not bow to propaganda. In 1893, at the Chicago World's Fair, my system illuminated the entire exposition. More than 100,000 light bulbs, brighter than anything humanity had ever seen. That night, darkness lost, and alternating current became the global standard. Soon after, Niagara Falls, one of nature's greatest forces, harnessed, converted into electricity, transmitted miles away. Proof that my vision was not madness. It was mathematics. It was physics. It was inevitable. But my mind had already moved beyond wires. I dreamed of wireless power, not electricity sold by meter, but delivered freely to everyone, everywhere. In 1901, I began constructing the Wardenclyffe Tower, backed initially by J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan. It was to be a global communication system, and eventually, a wireless energy transmission station. When Morgan realized that power could not be easily monetized, funding stopped, construction halted. The tower was never completed. It was demolished in 1917. With it, a dream of free global energy collapsed. I had envisioned something else as well, a worldwide information network, wireless handheld devices, instant communication across oceans. In 1909, I described it publicly. You now call it the smartphone. My patents in radio technology predated those of Guglielmo Marconi. Yet he received the Nobel Prize. History is often written by those with better financing. In 1943, months after my death, the United States Supreme Court recognized my priority in radio patents. But by then, I was gone. Recognition delayed is recognition diluted. I also developed remote control systems in 1898. An unmanned boat, controlled wirelessly. People thought it was magic. Some believed I used telepathy. It was science, simply ahead of its time. In my later years, I became increasingly isolated. Hotel rooms replaced laboratories. Investors avoided me. Journalists mocked me. I fed pigeons in the park. One in particular, a white dove, visited my window. When she died, I felt something in me extinguish as well. On January 7, 1943, in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel, I died alone. No fortune, no empire, only notebooks, ideas, and unfinished dreams. Yet look around you now. Alternating current powers your cities. Wireless communication connects continents. Robotics evolves. Renewable energy expands. The world I imagined exists. Not because I was extraordinary, but because I refused to accept limits. If you remember me, remember this. Progress requires courage. Vision demands sacrifice. And the future belongs to those willing to electrify it.